Welcome back to Breaking Borderlands. In our last episode, we farmed a revolter, and I happened to have one in my bank. Now, mind you, this one's not as good recharge-wise or whatnot, but it has the action skill that we want. So on action skill start, any effects that trigger on shield break or fill. So, where this is a benefit is, let's say we have our Unforgiven here. You can see I have some residual radiation from doing a gamma burst earlier, because I don't know if I mentioned this. There's still some time after the gamma burst has ended that you have radiation damage, but you can see we're doing some K damage, almost a mil, with those. Now if we activate our skill, and you can see how the sides of our screen have that electricity, now we're getting electricity damage with all that. So super big bonus in damage, especially when we're using our rockets. But you can see now that it's ended, and it ends about, halfway through. So that's why it's not the best shield for this setup, but it's one that's easily farmed. And it is the best shield if you decide to use like automatic weapons with this setup. So for example, if you wanted to use like a saw bar or a chaos or something like that, then that's where it really comes in and shines, because the shield that we want to be using and are going to demonstrate how to get is an Infernal Wish. Okay, so it adds one projectile per shot when the shield is not depleted, and firing a weapon can cause self-combustion, which increases infernal stack, but that'll reset. So what this does for us is, for a rocket here, it's going to be hard to see it with the Scourge, but now there are 2 rockets that are flying whenever we fire, with the chance of there being 3 because of our two-fang skill, but you see all the mini rockets that are coming off of it now. The issue with this is if you're using a high fire rate weapon, then that infernal stack, you see how I combusted there? You'll build up that infernal stack, and it'll just keep doing more and more damage to you as you unload stuff. Now, mind you, the damage output is great, because there's 2 bullets flying every single time, with a chance of there being 3. So, again, it has great damage potential, but you're damaging yourself as well as everything in the area is going to be damaging you. It's not good for automatic weapons, which is why I say instead, if you're going to be using automatics, then take your revolter, because yeah, you're not getting as much damage potential because you're not doubling the pellet count, but you're adding in all that extra, you're adding in all that extra lightning damage, and it's just ridiculous strong. So that being said, and with us wanting to have an Infernal Wish instead, for the benefit of the build itself, having, double pellet counts on a rocket is just mean. I mean, with the chance of there being triple, it's a 20% chance, but still, that's 1 out of 5 shots being triple. And you see how fast we can fire off a Scourge when everything gets started. But the Infernal Wish, sadly, is locked behind the arms race. Now, I am not a big fan of the arms race. I get it. It makes sense, and it's not a bad game mode. It's just not my favorite. So, if I remember correctly, you don't have to navigate there, because it's already on Pandora, but it'll be quite... ooh! That's Ruby's Wrath. Meh. That's not bad. But we're gonna go ahead and wait for them to stop jabbering. Insufficient funds.
Us old schoolers never got a spaceship. In our day, we spent all our our time on one planet and we liked it.
And we liked it. Okay, so now you fast travel to the Stormblind complex on Pandora. And mind you, this can be done at any time. And there are some decent legendaries that can drop from it all. But, that being said, I prefer to do this whenever we're already maxed level. Just because of the fact that you'll get max level drops. And because this game mode technically does not require you to have anything to achieve, greatness in it, you could do this straight out of the gate of breaking your character, because it's going to give a few options opened up, especially if you find yourself a toboggan, what is it, toboggan and a kick charger. I think you get the kick charger from here. But we're looking for the Infernal Wish. I can't remember which chest it has a chance of dropping from, has a better chance, but when it comes to arms race, chest farming is one of the options, but it's more knowing your equipment and your anointments to try and just get through to the last boss. So now let's get everything set up to get this running.
What have you done with me, Peter? Answer wisely.
Hey! You found rule number 1 on your own! Everybody starts fresh! No weapons, no shields, nada!
No weapons, no shields, no grenade mods, no artifacts, no class mods, not even skills. If you notice, my jabber is not with me. Wrong side.
On the island. If you can get to the extraction station. If your team loses without extracting your hard-earned loot, it's all lost, amigo.
Yep. And it stinks when that happens.
The match is only over if everyone on your team dies.
Dead teammates can be revived at special respawn stations around the island.
And finalmente, don't get caught in the murder cane.
Now, what's a murder cane, Sal?
Glad you asked. Surrounding the island is a murder hurricane that will shred the flesh and or metal off of a vault hunter in no time at all. As the show goes on, the safe zone will shrink down.
Yep.
Once the safe zone reaches its final size, the big showdown begins. Kill the final boss to win the match and bring home all the glory.
Not to mention the loot.
You're all caught up, Vault Hunter. When you're
All right.
start button.
So there's one very important thing to do when you start this. And in multiplayer, don't take up time because, again, the game doesn't pause, and this is all timed. But you're going to want to plan your route. Go ahead and ground pound down to save a few seconds. You'll always spawn next to a chest that's going to have some junk in it. And by junk, I mean white level equipment. But pick it all up. And I do mean all of it. So you can see here, this blue area is the murder cane. We're just going to go for the closest chest to us. The things to look out for is the chests and the loot rooms, and then the upload stations, gear extractors. Don't bother with Marcus munitions because you're not going to have the money. But we're going to go for this one first. Now, most of the chests on the outside are the ones that are going to have the better drop rates for stuff. So we're going to end up at this one eventually. But we're going here first just for the chance at equipment. So now, check on your equipment in case it has any good anointments that we can actually use. Since we can't use fade away or action skills, neither of these really apply. Just like we can't use the Gamma Burst here or the barrier. So again, just end up using whatever weapons you find that are good, but if you find an anointment that is worth it, run with that anointment. These include a 150 over 90, a URAD, even though you need to be damaged for it, enemies take 50% more damage while they're below 25% health. That one can be useful, especially against some of the elites. But for right now, just use what you're comfortable with, and then start clearing out loot rooms. So when you get to a loot room, you're gonna have waves of enemies. Once you get done with the waves of enemies that are, you know, getting harder slightly as you go, eventually it's going to unlock a chest in the area, which you can then raid for whatever. But any guns and loot that you see, go ahead and pick it up. Yep, like right there, I just got a URAD shotgun. So the URAD's not gonna kick in right away, but if it does happen to kick in, it's just that extra damage. One of the reasons I say to not do this early either is because you're gonna want some SDUs just to have ammo for, you know, if in case you get a good gun, you don't want to have a lack of ammo on it. But just keep taking out any enemies that are in your way. Eventually, by the end of this all, you're going to have some elites show up. Oh, you're already done. Okay. I thought he was still up and active. And again, you're trying to do this within some decent time, but it's not the biggest thing to worry about. I run past everything that's not in one of these loot rooms, personally. But that's just because I'm playing solo. If I was playing with somebody, then taking everything out is a good idea, just because they have a chance to drop anything, you know. Even a small little spiderling like this, you can see is dropping equipment.
Don't get caught out in the murder cane, Team Vault Hunter. Seriously, it's not fun at all.
Yeah, and your guardian ranks are also not applicable here, so if you got used to ground pounding, then it's gone. Sorry. Can I have that? Thank you. Alright, where are you, elites? Now, when it comes to these guys, I'll probably end up taking some damage, and the URAD will more than likely kick in. But that's not a guarantee. That guy just yelled at me. There it is. So now if you can keep it running, the URAD is pretty good, but it's just a matter of keeping it running, and that's, you know, running around with decreased health. But one of the reasons the URAD is good, because anytime you go down, it automatically kicks in. Just because you're obviously low on health if you've gone down. But now, go ahead and raid your chests. And again, I suggest picking anything and everything up. Now, you saw we got a legendary there, but because it is a unique weapon to the arms race, we can't use it right now. Which stinks, I'll admit. But alright, so if I'm URADing it. But we're gonna try and get that extracted before we end up biting it and losing it. So now I'm just checking for any anointments that would actually work. Like, for example, even though it's not as good of a shield, you can get amp damage from the shield break of it. I'm not so sure I should do that, though, because yeah. But anytime you've cleared a piece of equipment that you know you're not going to use, just toss it, open up your inventory. So now I'm looking for an extraction station, so we're going to go a little bit backwards to get to one, just to guarantee I get this torrent after we exit. Anything that gets extracted ends up in your bank. But you're also gotta be wary. Most of the time you have to clear enemies out from around an extraction station so you can use it. But you just get close to it,
There is much to consider.
pick an empty slot, and extract it. Now, you can see I only have 2 more that I can use in this. Ooh, red chest. Nope. Nope. More U-Red. No. No. Alright, so from here, the closest chest would be this one. And now you can see how the murder cane is shrinking. But right now, you shouldn't be too worried about that. Could you not? I would appreciate it. Alright, so now I'm just gonna start running. What kind of tracker do you have? Darts. Nice. Okay, so the fastest way would be that way. Now you can see the murder cane has shrunk, so if I walk outside here, you can see it's slowly coming towards us. I wouldn't bother with most airdrops unless you just happen to run past them. I wouldn't say go out of your way. But it'll just be some equipment that'll drop from the skies. So... Ah! You stop that, mister. Don't you chew that. Alright, so now we're just running. And again, if you feel the need to attack things, you can. I just want to make sure I get these tracker darts in your throw axe. Nope. Oh well. But yeah, I mean, attacking stuff right now isn't the best of ideas anyway. Just because you're wanting to... Ooh, okay. You're wanting to save as much time as you can out of the murder cane, but you can see how there's an emperor and a matriarch here. Both of those are very good chances for drops. Whether they're good drops or not, that's, you know, completely up to... Oh, but I fell off the edge. But luckily, we already hit the exchange, or the extractor. So we got ourselves that torrent, at least. But this is how you get the Infernal Wish. It'll be in one of these chests. I really do not like this game mode. It is not that great to me. I can see how if I had multiplayer friends that this would be great, but now I'm just looking for something I can go take the boss out with. Because at any point in time you can go take out the last boss. It's just a matter of if you end up getting a piece of equipment that would be worth it to take him out with. Okay, so right now, let's go to the Plunder Dome. Oops. What I got going for me here? So we're just gonna head towards a loot room. Oh, is this... Now you gotta be careful. Because, like, for example, say I wanted to go for this chest, you can see the elevation. I would either have to come over here and climb up, or come to this chest and take the railway. So, that's one of the reasons I'm just gonna head this way towards the Plunder Dome instead. No, I have corrosive, that's nice. And again, I don't like to fight things around the complex. Just because it's a, you know, time consumer. It seems I got a hound on my butt. let's go ahead and get here into the Plunder Dome, which is not the best for drops. Because don't be fooled, there's 2 chests, yes, but still not the best. Now, one of the benefits, if you happen to find a cryo weapon, when you get something frozen, they take more damage from melee and criticals. So if you can get somebody frozen, then it's a little easier to take them out. Not to mention, if you just happen to get lucky enough to find like a icebreaker artifact to make that even more potent. But again, finding super useful anointments is not ideal in this game mode. But it still can happen. And again, anybody can drop a legendary, so killing random enemies has its benefit. But it again cuts into your time to get to these areas. Oh, come on. Yeah, to get to these areas and have a better chance at some loot. Oh, come on. Of course. But yeah, you can see this is one of the reasons I don't like this. Because I'm not the best of players, and it's really based on skill and luck, and I don't get that lucky on certain drops. But now you can see I didn't even see what those 2 legendaries they dropped were. But I don't have them now because I didn't extract them. Which sucks. And yet another reason I don't like this whole game mode. But we're going to try it one more time. 1 second. Yes, puppy dog, I know you love me, so stop chewing on my stuff. Yes, I know, you're just a puppy, you don't know any better. Well, learn, mister, I'm sorry. Okay, go on. Yes. I know, Mr. Moose. Oh my goodness. You say just, I cute baby. Alright, so now, let's plot our route again. We already did that one, so that's also close to an extraction in case we do find something. So let's go this way. Did they give us anything good? There's 150 over 90. Not bad. Not bad at all, but not good either compared to some other stuff. That TDR shotgun, it's not... not that great, really. Now, when it comes to this area, the shipping encouraged, you have to activate it.
You'll never survive this. It'll almost definitely probably be worth it.
Now, that's the only benefit to having a 150 over 90 with a TDR, is if you haven't damaged them yet, or haven't damaged them enough, you can get that initial gun toss to do massive damage. But it's also quite the ammo consumer that way. I'm just not a fan of TD or anything, really. They do have some good guns, but... oh, come on. Well, you can see how the 150 over 90 looks good and starts out good, but then fades away. But yet again, I really hate this game mode. I don't know what you guys were thinking, Gearbox. I really don't. If you were just trying to make your own version of the wave of Fortnite and whatnot, you failed. But I really do need to at least get... No, Moose, stop chewing it. I need to get to where I can at least show you how to take out the big bad boss at the end. So I'll try it again. You can continue to watch me fail.
It's the #1 show on leather and gray matter.
Alright. Let me go ahead and grab our equipments. Now, like I said, at any point in time, if you really feel that you can take him out with whatever you picked up from the bat, then go right ahead. You can try. But, meh. It's never that easy in my experience. So, we're gonna go... to a familiar room and hope we get something good. Now, my major complaint about this, other than this mode is just kind of ridiculous. You cut out everything that made Borderlands for this mode. Like, having skills and whatnot was, like, just part of the plan when it came to this game. Like, part of the charm, I mean, like... the thing that sets you apart from everyone else. Now, we got semi-lucky here with a chubby. Hopefully, we'll be able to have him drop us something rather useful, but that's not a guarantee. Come on, big fella. There we go. Now what do you got for me? A gas mask. Not the greatest weapon, but... or shield, I mean, but... it has its uses. I do believe it gives you better fight for your lifetime. Something like that. But, yeah, one of my major complaints is I can't use this. Cannot be used until extracted. Why? Why won't you give me the ability to use it? It would be so nice if that was the case. Alright, but enough about my complaints of this game mode. None of those are good. That's okay. What's the melee with corrosive? Not bad. Alright, so now let's just go ahead and clear out the loot room. Now, you can receive legendaries that can be used. So, one of the ones that shows up a lot for me in this game mode is the Echo, a Torgue pistol that stickies somebody and then the sticky explodes like several times. I have had that show up a lot. And again, anything and everything is going to be helpful. I mean, even the terrible guns still can put in. But we're just gonna grab it for now. What was it? Yep. So it seems that that is the popular drop at the moment. Oh, come on. Alright, so I'm gonna check on some equipment here. That's not bad. Eh. Better shield is better shield. Alright, so hopefully this is a better option. At least it has elemental damage to help out. Now why is it not there? Okay, that was weird. Wasn't letting me drop equipment for a second. We got lucky that we found fire. Now, I found if you can find your three main elements, fire, lightning, and corrosive, it makes the last boss a whole lot easier because he's got all three health bars. But it's not a necessity. You just need to have something that can get the job done. And right now, I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. I mean, technically we do have lightning here with this, but I don't like getting up close to him, especially in the first few rounds. And radiation's a good standby for it, but you can see we've taken up way too much time already. Okay, now that we took way too much time to do that, see if we can get ourselves anything good out of the chest. Why does it say there's an enemy right here? He must be stuck. Alright, so now we have ourselves a torrent and a hotfoot teddy. We'll go ahead and grab everything else just in case. Alright, so now we need to find an extraction point. Use that just to use that. Elemental projector is technically better. Slide with incendiary. Nope. So now I need to go find an extractor. Now you can see I have 4 legendaries. There's one of them that's going to have to be left behind, which is probably going to be you. Alright, so the closest extractor other than down here with the boss. Looks like it's here. So let's go ahead and try to make it there. Try being the main word in the sentence again. If I go down, I just lost everything I've earned, which is another reason I don't like this whole mode, because you saw how easy it was for me to just fall off the edge because I wasn't paying attention, which, you know, my bad on my part, really. Okay. Do I have corrosive damage like that? I probably don't have any corrosive damage, actually, so... But in case we do, it's always good to have damage boosting artifacts and... Ooh, you red. Get rid of you. So now, gonna hit the extractor. We're gonna put in the torrent, the hotfoot teddy, and our gas mask, and extract. So now they are in our bank. So now, what I'm gonna do, because I think I can use that URAD. Gonna head towards the final boss. Ooh, another URAD. And URAD is usually what I end up taking when it comes to taking this boss out. Just because you're gonna be taking hits, and then if you happen to go into second wind, you're not gonna get the health back. So, yeah. Still no corrosive. Yeah, there's no point in doing that. So I think I might try for this airdrop real quick. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Now the thing with an airdrop is it will also spawn in enemies when it comes in. So go ahead and take them out too. Really? Could you leave me alone, please? What was my other URAD? Would you leave me be, Emperor? There we go, now the URAD kicked in. Alright, now that all that is done with, and again, it's not like these are guaranteed to have anything good. It's just another option for you to possibly have some advantage in the fights to come.
In a completely unexpected turn of events, the murder cane is encroaching on the battlefield.
Alright, now I need to get to the last fight and hope I can make it. And honestly, it's not like the last boss is hard. I find the game mode harder trying to build to be able to take him out. But when you're ready, you're coming here to the right under where you're actually spawning. And I ain't got the money. But that'd be one of the reasons you want to keep a few things and sell them off in case you need to buy something like that. I don't need health back. So when you're ready, you hop down here and then we start taking out Heavyweight Harker. So where? So again, radiation damage is really good for shields. Try and ignore his helpers if you can, just because you'll use them for second wins. Like so. Now I got a little bit lucky because I'm running cryo right now. It'll slow down his mount. Of course, I should be using corrosive.
You
But just give him everything you got. Didn't one of these have fire? Yep. Well, that seemed to work. Oh, please just die quickly. Thank you. Grenade spam for the win. Because again, I am not a fan of this whole mode, so I just like getting through it as fast as possible. Snowdrift Cosmic Crater, meh. And another tournament. But one of the benefits to this extraction station back here is most of them have 3 slots that I sadly don't respawn. This has 5. So, if you want to be able to keep whatever. But yeah, that's the arms race and a chance for the Infernal Wish to show up. Possibly in the next video I'll show exactly how well it works with everything. But I hope you found this entertaining, watching me stink at this mode, and got some information out of it. Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Peace.